Okay. Good morning, Luiza Marques
Yes.
from
Good morning.
Brazil. From Brazil, but you're actually in Abu Dhabi,
Yes,
correct?
that's right.
So it's not morning for you. What time is it there?
7:30 p.m.
Okay. Well, thank you for making the time to do this interview, and congratulations on qualifying out of Copa Sur. You were
Thank you
second
so
place.
much. Yes. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I appreciate being here and also going to the games now.
Yeah, congratulations. You're going to have a great time. So, but this is not your first time at the games. You've been to the games multiple times. Actually, you've been once with the team in 2021, correct?
Actually, in 2021, I was like their backup, you know?
Okay. Yep.
So I didn't actually go to the games. I was only their backup at the games.
Okay. Got it. Did you go to the games with them?
No, no, I
Okay.
didn't. But
But
I actually like discovered afterwards that I had to go to the games in teams, and I was like, "What? When did this happen?" And then I talked to the guys, and they said like they put me as a backup, but I didn't know it.
you actually in 2016 for the first time ever qualified as a teenage athlete.
Yes, that's right.
And how old were you there then?
I I was 14 when I qualified, and the games was on my birthday, my 15th birthday. I
In
remember perfect. That was was July 19th, the first
Oh, no
day of the.
kidding.
Yes.
My birthday's July 20th.
Oh wow, very
Yes.
close.
Yes. And then you went back in 17 and 18 also as an individual,
Yes, a teenager. Yes,
as a teenager.
yes, I went back.
You did pretty. What athletes at that time were also competing? Like, was Haley in the same division as you?
Haley. Um, I remember like at my category was Haley. That's like nowadays. I remember that Gabi Migala was also competing
Oh
at the
wow.
teenager. I remember Alexis Repetis. Also, like a lot of the guys today, also like Dallin Pepper, James Sprague. They were also like in the teenager area. Angelo Di Chico,
Yeah.
everyone there. Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's super cool. I mean, it's been neat to watch the teenage division. Actually, a large number of those athletes, like the ones you've mentioned, qualify as adults to the games.
Yes.
It's been a really neat ride to watch that. So let's back up. How did you even get started in CrossFit? How old were you when you started? How did you get started?
Yeah, so I started CrossFit in 2013. I was 12 years old when I started. Uh, I actually found CrossFit because I was a gymnast before, like for 8 years. So I was like professional competing and everything. And my nutritionist back in that time, she when I decided to stop gymnastics, she said like to my mom, like, take her to the CrossFit. I think she might like it because there's a lot of gymnastic stuff and she gonna enjoy it. So I went. I'm from Goiânia in Brazil. I went to the Punk CrossFit, and I just met my first coach Ricardinho, and then I fell in love like in the first day, because he kind of like he challenged me, so he kind of find out like how to make me love CrossFit. So he was like, if you do two double unders in a row, I will give you a CrossFit shoe, because I was not prepared at all. Like I went with a running shoe and everything. I didn't have anything from CrossFit.
Yep.
So he was like, if you do two double unders in a row, I'll give you a shoe, a CrossFit shoe. So I did it and I got the shoe.
That's awesome. Do you still keep in contact with Ricardino? Because he's a good friend. He works for CrossFit.
Yeah, yes, I do. Yes, I do. I just saw him in Copa Sur. Now
Okay.
in yes, we
Okay.
keep in touch. We always keep in touch. He made part of a big part of my CrossFit journey. So like when I went to the games the first time in 2016, he was my coach. 2017 also. So like he made a huge part of my journey in CrossFit.
What did when did you head out to Abu Dhabi and why?
In 2020, I went to compete the Wadapalooza as a
Hmm.
teenager. It was my last competition as a teenager. Then I was hanging up with Gui and like all the Brazilians there, you know. And
Yep.
Gui, before he went here, like to work for I don't know, like 6 months, and he met Arjuna, that is the Brazilian guy that is the owner of the CrossFit LA here, the
Okay.
our gym. And then this guy Arjuna, he went to Miami to watch Gui compete, and
Okay.
then I met him there, and he was like, I just made 18 years old, like I turned 18. So I was, wow, I want to go out of Brazil. I want to live in a, my goal was to live in US. So I went there like to try to find a job or something. And then Arjuna just told me like, oh, you want to coach in Abu Dhabi? I will pay your level one, and you can coach there because I need a woman coach. So I said yes. I called my dad and my mom. I said like, hey, I want to go to Abu Dhabi. And they were like, how this happened? So they talked with him because I just like left Brazil. And then I came here in 2020, and still I'm here coaching and training.
Wow. So you've been there for 5 years at CrossFit Alin, is how you say it?
Yes, Al Ain. I actually I don't say I don't know how to pronounce right because it's Arabic, so
Yeah.
it's like a different pronunciation, you know. But yeah, it's Al Ain. Yeah.
And a Brazilian owner runs it? A
Yes.
Brazilian owns
Yes.
it? Okay.
Yes.
Are there other
Exactly.
athletes? Is Kylan Souza, is he out there or is he in Brazil?
No, he is working here also. We work at the same
Okay.
gym.
Okay. I think I emailed him a few days ago asking him to do an interview. Tell him to respond to
Okay,
his
I will
email.
tell him. I'll tell him to check his
Yes,
email.
tell him to check his email.
Yeah.
Um, and you love it there now.
Yes, I really enjoy here because it's a very different culture, and also like our community here, it's really like we are like family, and we bring this Brazilian vibe here, so the guys, the Arab, the locals, they like a lot. But here's a great country, you know, and I don't live in Abu Dhabi itself. I live in a small city that is like Abu Dhabi is the city and the state,
Yeah.
but there's this small city called Alain that we live in, and I really enjoy it here. It's very nice. It's pretty nice.
How often do you leave and travel? How often do you go home?
Actually, Brazil is very far from here. That's one of the problems of living here. Like it's so far away. But usually I go to Brazil only once a year because to do the Copa Sur, to compete the Copa Sur. So I when I go to the Copa Sur, my family also goes and see and watch, and I went back home actually this year. Usually I don't go to my city. I just like my family goes to me, but this year I spent some days in my city back home.
Well, let's start talking about Copa Sur. So,
Yes.
you did really good there. You won Heavy Isabel
Yeah.
with what was your time? I don't have your time on this
I
document.
think was 5:20. I think so.
Do you like that? Do you like
5:20.
that event?
Yes, a lot. It was the event that I was not nervous at all, like anxious. I was just excited to do it, you know? I was not worried about like pacing or strategy. I just like wanted to grab the bar and keep going, drop and catch, drop and catch.
Did you power or squat snatch?
No, squat all times.
Okay, all the way through.
Yeah, yeah, all the way through.
So is strength? Are you really? Is that one of your strengths? Being strong?
Yes, actually, like snatches, it's like the my favorite movement in CrossFit at all. You know, um, snatch. I'm strong in weightlifting, but I still have an issue with like deadlift and back squatting.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
very strong at that, but I'm good at weightlifting. I think because I back in Brazil, like 2015, 2016, I competed with lifting in Brazil, and I did some like very intense training, like for 2 months, 3 months, working with like weightlifters at all. So I think that's when I started enjoying it and being good at it.
And with your gymnastics background, so you must be pretty well rounded. So you have the gymnastics background and you enjoy and are pretty good at weightlifting. It says you're
Yes,
an artistic gymnast from 2005 to 2013.
yes, exactly.
Oh,
I
that's cool.
competed. Yeah, it's pretty cool. I competed all around Brazil back then. Like I was the Brazilian champion, I think in 2010. Yeah, 2010, 2011. Yeah, it was a pretty cool time of my life.
How old were you at that point?
I was 10. I started gymnastics with 4 at 4, and then I
Wow.
competed until like 12.
It says you won the national artistic gymnastics title in September 2013.
Yeah, yeah, so that's it. Yeah, that's
Yes. Very cool.
yeah.
Let's go back to Copa Sur. And then you also had, you placed second on another lifting event, 3 attempts for max load of 3 cleans, 2 front squats, 1 jerk, and you got
Yes.
215. Wow, you are
Yes.
strong.
Yeah. Yeah. That event I was kind of like worried about because back in 2022, we also had this complex at the Copa Sur, and it wasn't a very good complex for me. Like I failed like the last two times I did it. So I was kind of worried about this one, but I trained a lot to not miss it, and everything went pretty good. Actually, my in my head, I wanted to lift 2010. No, sorry, 210, 210, and
210.
then like at that moment, I was like very hyped, so I just put it 215, and it went all pretty well.
Were there any events that you didn't have a strong performance on or that you wish you would have done better or that have things you need to work on?
Like the event I wish I went better was the bike and bar muscle up. I
Okay.
I I didn't do really bad at it, but I was hoping to do the bar muscle ups unbroken, and I broke it because my grip wasn't gripping like a lot in the bar, so it was slippery, and I was like kind of, and also not only that, but I kind of like when I did like 21, I think so. I did 21 bar muscle ups, and then I was like, I think I will break, and I broke it. And then afterwards, I saw that if I didn't break it, maybe I would be much better on that event. So I was really upset that day because I broke the bar muscle ups,
You
and
broke them
also like
once?
yes, I broke it once. 21
Did
9, I did it.
how many total was it?
30. It was
Oh
30.
wow! So you were thinking, so you can do 30 unbroken? That's pretty impressive. Did
Yeah,
did
I
did
could.
any other women do 30 unbroken there?
I think Carol Ferreira. I think
Okay.
she did Unbroken, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure because after that event, I just wanted to forget about it and like think about the next day.
There was one other thing you were going to mention, but I stepped on you when you were going to say something
No,
else
I
about
was
another
going to
event.
answer the another question, like something I could like be better at it. So like the first event was running and thruster there, and like running it's been a issue for me for a long time. So that's something I worked for a long time, and I still need to keep working at it. So for the games especially, I'm working a lot.
Well, you have noticed, you understand now what the first event is. It has a lot of running, and
Yes.
so 4 mile run, 3,000 meter row into another
Yes.
2 mile run.
Yes,
Have you
exactly.
tested it yet?
No, I didn't do it like completed. I'm just breaking it for now. Like I'm breaking a little bit of the run and try to keep a pace, a little bit of the row and trying to keep a pace. Because my biggest issue, my biggest weaknesses are like running and like the ergs. I'm pretty small, so I try to be stronger
Yeah,
in the ergs and the running. I try to improve my techniques and everything, but I'm having a lot of help, so it's improving. It's
good.
a slow progression, but it's improving.
Oh, you'll do great. Got a lot of
Yeah,
time to prepare and train for it.
I hope so. Will be great.
How tall are you?
I don't know in inches, but
Okay.
I'm 153.
Okay. I don't know what that converts to. Let me check real quick. Hold on.
I'm not sure. I don't know, but I think yeah, I have no idea actually. How's in inches? 153.
Hold on. Oh, so you're just over 5 feet tall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you are on
Oh,
on the smaller side of competitive of some of the athletes.
yes. That's why I used to do gymnastics.
Yes, most gymnasts are kind of small. What do you? Are there any athletes that you look up to, or that you are excited about meeting at the games? Because this is your first games as an individual athlete.
Yeah, actually, there's a lot of them that I look up to. Like for especially the girls that I competed with, or we were in the teenager games. Like Haley, like Alexis Reptis. I also like. I really like Danielle Brandon. Who else? Also, I got the
Have you
chance
met
to
Have you met Danielle Brandon before?
no, no, never. But I have met Ariel Lowen at
Okay.
in Mayhem in
Yep.
2023, I think. We did some workouts together, and she's pretty nice. So I'm excited to meet her again over there.
What do you like? You said you really like Danielle. What do you really like about her? If you don't mind me
She's
asking.
really authentic,
Yeah.
I really like that about her. She's
Yeah.
really authentic, and she doesn't like she doesn't care what others think, and I think that's awesome. I try to be like that a little bit because I am a lot of worry. I'm worried about what people think sometimes, and so I try to look up at her.
What are your plans for? What are your expectations for your games? The first games you're going to as an individual.
So I think will be kind of the first my first games back in 2016. The same like sensation.
Yeah.
I'm not believing that I'm going again. I remember
Yeah.
back in 2016 when I qualified, was everything so new that
Yeah.
I just realized I was in the games when I was like going into the arena. And a fun fact is that in my first event, you went through and I took a picture with you. You said hi to the girls, and I was like, "Ah, can I take a picture?" And I took a picture. So
Oh, that's
like,
cool.
yeah. So like I think this first games I want like to get to know myself better in that area, like because I will be with the like my idols over there. So I want to grow myself to be at their same level, so I want
Yeah.
to get to know myself better so I can stay in that level for a long time. And also like I want to enjoy the environment and like the crowd, the energy and everything. I think that's pretty important. And also like after the games I want to check. I know my weaknesses already, but after the games I want to like make a checklist of what I need to work on and keep working on it.
Yeah, that sounds like a great plan. That's a
Yeah,
it's a really good it's a really good way to approach the games.
thank
So,
you, thank you.
well, this has been a pleasure. Thank you for the time, and I
Thank
look
you.
forward to seeing you in a couple months in New York.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. Thank you
Good
so
luck
much
and
for having
have
me
a
here.
safe trip out. Yep, no problem.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you. You
See
too.
you.
Bye.
Bye.